Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Today at the Races on this Saturday, 26th of February. Tim Tellick joined by Keith Fustel. We had a nice day of racing yesterday here at Laurel Park, but we've got a nice card here this afternoon.
This is a tricky little betting card. Yesterday when we had one double-digit winner, 1840, #lucky on a wire-to-wire kind of trip. Today, I think it's a little tougher sledding from a gambling standpoint. We're going to have to dig a little bit, spread a little bit in some of these multi-race wagers, but I do like a couple little prices along the way.
I agree with you. A couple nice allowance races, a couple nice maiden races on today's card. Coming up later, in March, which is about to be later this month. It's the 26th of February. We have a big stakes day on March 19th. The post time will be 12:40 that afternoon. 5 stakes races with $450,000 in purses, including the Beyond the Wire and the private terms. Those are 3-year-olds that are hopefully prepping for the Tessio and the Weber City Miss. And the Black-Eyed Susan Magnus.
Absolutely. Recover from a little St. Patty's Day and then ramp it back up, right, for the Pot of Gold Stakes Day. Yep.
It will always be a big day. Well, let's take a quick look outside. It's a pretty nice day. Sun is shining, a little on the chilly side. Yeah. A little bit of wind. We're going to start with the track rated good.
Yeah, you told me when you walked in. Definitely some moisture has stayed within the racetrack. I thought it might tighten up a little bit more, but it's a little chilly. A little bit of a breeze. We'll see if we can get the fast as the day goes on. Yeah, but we will start with a good racetrack. Now, the last couple of days, Tim, I thought speed was a little bit of an edge here. I mean, obviously a lot of races speed's an edge, but it definitely was noticeable, I thought, the last couple days.
And we'll see how this track plays today. It's Alyssa is good. I literally was just on it about 12 minutes ago. And it leans toward the wetter side of good as opposed to the drying side of good. So the horses are going to have to handle it this afternoon. Let's get started, Keith. The first race starts off the early pick 5. As always, first 5 races, mandatory payout. And races 1 through 5, 12% takeout and industry low. Always well played here, the early pick 5. Race 1 is for 3-year-olds, claiming price of $10,000, going 5.5 furlongs. We're going to get started with your top pick. This is the 6. No money down for John Salzman Jr. Malvalquio Enriquez gets the call this afternoon. We're going to take a quick look back at his latest race, his maiden breaking score, right here on February 13th.
Yeah, Timmy Seahorses right now, these 3-year-olds, they're learning a little bit more and more, and they can just pop and then make that drastic improvement. I think No Money Down is going to go 3rd time Lasix this afternoon, catches a similar type of racetrack. He's starting to figure it out. I think there's some speed in here. I love the trip he got here. Enriquez, the bug, able to save ground, work out. Look at this horse finish to the wire. Really, really eager to go through and running through the wire. You hear me use that term a lot. This horse is going to get a good little setup again today. He's finishing the right way, moving up. I don't worry about the shortening to 5.5. I think he's sharp right now. I think he'll make a punch right into it.
And Bird Moberly and Grady Griffin and John Salzman, as a team, they're going to be looking to win 3 in a row, coming off that 2-stake win day a week ago today, this past Saturday. Well,
we caught them the other day, too, Thursday, right? We called Salzman Jr. the opener. No more mask, right? Stat play.
No more mask.
Yep.
I had the 5 World of Fools on top. Anthony Ferrier, Arnaldo Bocachica gets the call. Look, that last race for me just too tough, that open 40. But the 2 previous races at Turfway Park and at Charlestown, by the numbers, should be good enough, getting blinkers for the first time here and aggressively spotted, I would think.
Boca Chica, send them type of rider, speed rider. Let's face it, you're up at Charlestown. He dominates, does well. Ferrier, these two, the combo has been deadly. Yeah, the blinkers going, had to chase a really, really fast horse, and now loves Josie last time. Wasn't going to be able to keep up without. This is a field more to his liking. Claim for 15, back in for 10. This is the kind of right move it looks like. Red Mesa might be the one that can keep him company up front.
Yeah, and who knows, Red Mesa comes in for Anthony Ferrier also. They may not want to do that early. Race to 2 kicks off the early pick 4. Keith, you put together a ticket for us. How'd you play it?
Yeah, a little $18 ticket. We're rolling the dice in race 5 with a single. 3 horses to get you started. 3 Mexicali Rose, a little bit of a price there. Yana Viles, a little 10-pound bug rider right here. I think shows a little bit of promise from what I've seen so far. Mary Jane Crone, we've got a staff for that one. And Color of a Cloud, been a long time, right? They're trying to break the maiden. 26 starts.
26.
Something like that. Yeah, might get it done today. Use those 3 there. 2, 4, 7 in the third. Race 4, 1, 3, 4, and 5. Not really in love with anybody there. Here's my single. Nadude, Lasix, I think reported gelding. All the shots here for Nadude. We'll see what we got. Dropping a little bit off of freshening. Here's your ticket, $18.
$18 early pick 4. Race 2 is a maiden event for maiden fillies and mares, 4 and 5-year-olds going 7/8 of a mile, claiming price $16,000. We're going to start with your top pick in here. That is the 7 Mary Jane Chrome. Mikey Duralis trains. We're going to talk about Mikey a little bit later in the show. Javion Toledo gets the call, and you put together a stat on Mikey. And how's it go?
I was digging for some stats today. Just looking for something. But, Mike Duralis and Mark Lapidus, they've teamed up and done quite a job over the last several years, claiming horses. Here's the last 5, 3 for 10, 30%, 7 for 10 in the money. 223, that works for me. They had a win together yesterday. I think coming right back into a questionable field. This horse has breeding to handle the dirt. I'm looking back. There's some siblings there. It works for me. Fresh face against the horses that have tried to get over the hump, hadn't had a chance to do it. So we'll see. I don't see a ton of speed from Mary Jane Chrome. I'm hoping she can stay within a couple lengths around the turn and make a move into it.
Well, she's coming off this layoff. She's got some good works in the morning. Looks like she's handling the main track without too much a problem. I mean, California Chrome out of an unbridled song mare, should be able to handle the main track and may appreciate a little bit of moisture in it as well. I have the 8 Color of a Cloud on top, and you're right, 0 for 26, but this one's turning back. Got closer when dropping to this level in her last start, where she ran a good race, getting beat 2 lengths.
Yeah, I mean, she had a brutal trip 2 races back. No doubt jostled, rushed between. You saw that, lost all chance. She draws outside. I think the 9 is going to go ahead and send on the drop from this outside post as well. Another one, going to stalk, make a move into it. Will she sustain and finally get that maiden breaking score? We shall see. Shorter price, going to be a shorter price. I might have her line too high at 3-1. I'll toss in the 3, Mexicali Rose, just because of the way the track has been playing. She has speed. She's been kind of tested a little bit on the front end with some of these races. She might be able to sneak clear of this field. If she sneaks clear, I got a little bit more faith in her. Opening quarter is going to tell the tale for the 3, Mexicali Rose.
And the race 2 kicks off the early pick 4 as we move to race number 3. This is a claiming event. Now there's a 3 lifetime. Claiming price $5,000, going 5.5 furlongs. And we're going to start with the 4 Degas for Charles Frock. J.D. Acosta gets the call. They had a big winner the other day. I can't remember the horse's name.
Oh, yeah, the horse off the claim, Frock, right? Yeah.
Yes, but it'll come back to me in a minute. 2 back, good race, going 3/4 mile. That was over a fast racetrack.
Yeah.
Hooked a slop, and last didn't quite show up.
Yeah, got the better of Little Bull Bandit in that race on the 26th of December. This horse does not like a ton of moisture. I'm hoping things maybe dry out a little quicker here before the 3rd, because I was projecting a little faster surface. Desperation move, hitting the bottom here, but has enough speed to stay close. And a little fight. Was able to almost separate itself from the field on December 26th, going 6. 5.5 works into the flow, just a little bit better price because, Little Bull Bandit in good form right now is going to be a stayer against this group.
Yeah, and then he is my top pick. We're going to look at his race from February 10th. And he did something that I thought he might not be able to do. He ran well over a fast main track. His best race has been on the turf and on a sloppy course. But look, he hooked a horse that was well meant early in his career, dropping to the bottom in the Wolfman.
Yeah, the Wolfman there was able to kind of benefit off of that contested pace. It might have been first-time gelding, too, for the Wolfman. I'm not mistaken. Bartolino, who we're going to see back in here today, Bartolino was the 5 horse this afternoon, the 7 that particular day, did put the pressure on. But, man, Little Bull Bandit worked hard, separated, still going well, but just can't hold off the Wolfman, who had really benefited from that trip. So right back on the entry from the inside. Cairo Kid used to have serious speed. He's going to need a sharp break to stay close against this group. It seems like better days for the Cairo Kid. I don't know.
The Cairo Kid misses Katie Davis. Katie Davis knew how to ride the Cairo Kid, and when I look at his form, the key was not allowing him to use his speed in the first 1/8 of a mile, 3/8 of a mile, 3/16 of a mile, then let him move on up there, because when you look at his races where she rode him, she jacked him
Good
back
point.
and then kind of moved him up. And he hasn't been able to get that type of ride since.
Okay.
So maybe with that type of ride, because he hasn't lived up to those type of races since Katie was riding him.
And maybe at a price. You're talking about a barn when they strike. They strike at a price year in and year out. Still lower maybe winter constraints, but ROI is okay. And with the speed just outside of Little Bobana, Degas, and even Bartolino, maybe he will be able to relax and just draft up to that speed today at a price. 4,275. Suspiros maybe trying to kind of rally into it from Charlestown.
And this one, third race, I was going to say something, but I forgot. Let's move on to race 4.
All right.
It kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. We have a little bit of a carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. That's a pretty nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6, $16,183. Callie Francois put together a ticket. This is how she played it. She goes 2 deep here in race number 4 using the 1 and the 5. That there's gold and a Cougar Vision for Dale Bennett. In race 5, she goes 2 deep again there, the 1 and the 5. Why not? My 2 top picks. She spreads in race number 6. This is the first of our 2 nice allowance races on the card this afternoon. Wow. She goes 1A, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11. Why not? I think it's a pretty tough race. If you get that far, Callie, I think you'll get through race 6. Race 7 to the 2 and 8. Race 8, the 2 and 7. And race 9, she uses the 1, the 5, and the 6, $67.20 ticket on the Rainbow Pick 6.
I'm looking at the spread of those colors in race 6, and I don't see my orange there, the 7, my top selection. So
I know.
Callie, uh-oh.
I know.
We'll see.
And we'll see how that goes. Here we go.
She went 1-5-1-5. That's Jack Harmon's number, so I like that. He always wins.
There you go.
All right.
Well, we're going to 1-5 right here.
All right.
In one moment. This is race 4, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, wide open nickel race, going 7/8 of a mile. We're going to start with our top pick. That's a 1. That there's gold. She's a 10-time winning mare who's capable of firing it up anytime she wants. Now, this is going to be the first time she's going 7/8 of a mile.
Yeah, I wrote that. I said, man, all these starts, 54 starts, never been 7/8, and you got a couple horses here. I mean, Blue Sky Venezuela just doesn't seem like what she once was. Maybe that there's gold, the same thing. Definitely weight advantage here. It goes to the 4, but I think that there's gold. If this track plays a little bit like it's been, let's go ahead and send. I think she is the speed of the speed, Tim, if she wants to go. And she's handled trips on the front end in the past and may be able to just last that last 1/8 of a mile. My way or else, proven at 7/8, the 3 horse. 4 for 7 at the distance. Really made a good prolonged run last time out. Maybe not quite the field, but she's heading in the right direction, as is Cougar Vision.
Right, and nowhere else coming off short break. She just ran on February 19th, so she's coming back with 6 days. 6 days this afternoon. The 7/8 of a mile stat's a little deceiving because a lot of those wins came at Charlestown going 7/8 of a mile. But she did win going 7/8 of a mile in her most recent start. Cougar Vision, she's 1 for 1 going 7/8, and she did it right here last winter. And she seems like she might be trying to come back around. But this is it's a pretty interesting race. This open nickel in race 4.
Okay.
We're going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the late pick 5. Welcome back to Today at the Races. We'll move on to race 5, which kicks off the late pick 5. This is a maiden event, 16,000, going 3/4 of a mile for maiden 3-year-olds. And we're going to start with the 5 and the 1. This is Playboy Roy and Vinny. And we're going to take a look at their race from February 10th right here at Laurel Park. Playboy Roy was returning off a little bit of a layoff, and Vinny was finally getting the class relief that he most desperately needed.
Yeah, and you're thinking Playboy Roy is sitting in the perfect spot here, right? You're talking about 3 horses just going at it head-to-head through the opening, 3/8 of a mile here. Vinny, 3 deep, caught 3 deep, probably had the worst of it, now shifting out about 5 wide. Keeps on giving, good effort all the way to the wire. Playboy Roy just kind of all over the map there.
Yeah.
Maybe should have gone outside, but decided to go inside upper stretch. Got caught in a little bit of a spot there at the 3/16. But you got to like the way this horse churns on to the wire. Both of them, players right back. Vinny now third time blinkers is showing a little bit more speed. I think they both factor in to the 5th race. I'm taking kind of the new shooter with Nadu, the 7 horse, coming in for Pecoraro, first time gelding, Lasix, first time Lasix. He's like 38% first Lasix over his career. Big number. I like the way this horse flashed speed in debut from the rail, which is not easy to do. Stayed on against some better horses, I thought, for 25, and it was with the waiver at Delaware. Draws outside. I think Nadu with a Casa is into this race early. It stays around late.
And Pecoraro pretty dependable when he comes down here. Good off this type of layoff. About 28% getting class relief into the maiden 16 this afternoon. 7-5 for Keith. 5-1 for myself as we move to race number 6. Race 6 kicks off the late pick 4. This is the first of our 2 allowance races this afternoon. This is a nice one. Nice big 11-horse field. And this is a race that Callie went deep on a Rainbow Pick 6. Why not? And let's start with the 1A, who's my top pick in this heat. That's his visual artist. We're going to look at his race from February 11th right here at Laurel Park, where he backed up a 78 Beyer speed figure that he'd run on January 28th in a softer spot, 3 lifetime for 10, but came back in the starter race and backed that race up. Now, that was the second time in his career he's gone long, and boy, it seemed to have done the trick for visual artists.
This looks like the key here, right? He stretched out, tried the 2 turns. Was able to dictate it last time out. Back to the 1 turn, took pressure. Granted, you look at the fraction like, they're kind of pedestrian. Yeah, a little bit. Track was on the heavier, slower side that particular afternoon, but the horses came to him, and he just broke right away. You see the comment there, re-broke and widening from the field. Now, he does have some speed to his inside today. Will he be able to get out and get over? Because he's kind of appreciated being down inside and be able to control the pace. First 1/8 of a mile, critical here to get out and get his position that he's comfortable with.
And you have the 7 Tis Mandate on the top for Damon Dillavico. Horacio Caramanos gets the call. This is a horse I've had interest in the past, and I've tried really hard to get in and behind him, but I just keep seeing the same type of race over the last few. Just can't put it all together.
They don't give up on him. They're still holding him here. They still see a little bit of life. He's good workouts leading into it. I'll be at half miles, but looks like he's on the sharper side of things. And I think if there's a field where this flow looks like it's going to be to his liking, it's going to be today. This horse is sooner or later going to pop up with a race. I'm guessing today I'm going to take the price. He's 10-1 morning line. You should get a square price on this horse. Let him settle. Let him make a run into it. Because I think Big Tall Dog is an interesting long shot for Kieran stretching out. It's got speed inside. Liberty Star is a horse kind of an up-and-comer, lightly raced, but showing promise. The only knock on him, he rode the wave of the racetrack on the 28th. It was a speed day, but, man, he kept on going well. And looking at the breeding, it looks like he should be okay to handle a route of ground. That sire was kind of a tactical runner. You'll see a tactical trip for that one. But all things being said, I like a horse from off the pace in here. I'm going to ride with Tiz Mandate, Big Venezuela. These 2 are my keys.
But what about the 6, Our Lucky Man? I mean, this is a horse that ran very, very well. Now, he had a mishap at Parks in his last race, but the 3 races prior to that were good efforts, including a mile and 16th, 4th place finish, beating a length and a half and a lifetime best 2 starts ago.
Yeah.
And the classic Claudio move. A little bit of time, couple works, comes back in here. And that horse could be live.
No doubt. I mean, and Callie had the right idea. I've got it written down here. Tough race, wide open race from a betting standpoint. Line make this was a really tough race to kind of decipher. I gotta shoot for a little bit of value. And that's how I kind of landed on
the value might end up on the outside and ratify. I mean, this is second coming off the break for Brittany Russell. Just draw a line in the return. That was a tough spot to come back in. The mud going a mile 16th off that 6-month layoff. You draw inside. Now 3 works since, including a sharp 5 ace on February 16th. You've got to figure This horse is might have something to say about it, and you're going to get a decent price.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough. Mohafeth is going the right direction for Trujillo. So we probably skipped the winner, but there you go. We can't talk about them all, but I'm going to key around the 7 and 8. Use those two, top and bottom, in the exact as the 8 comes back to Lasix, has shown the ability to sit from just off of it and make a move into the pace. So there you go.
Take out the half of the entry, Kid Dioro, the 1. Jamie Ness's entry, the 1 is out. Let's move to race 7. This is a maiden event. Maiden claiming price $25,000. Going 3/4 of a mile. Maiden 4 and 5-year-olds. And we're going to start with the 1 second term. First time gelding, returning from a break and drops in class. This is the one you have on top for Phil Schoenthal.
Thinking kind of a sneaky little price play here. Did not take play in either race, right? Debut or second out. Comes back, gelded. We're going to try Blinkers first time on the dirt. Just looking for value again. I like Flat Cat. Flat Cat to me is the horse to beat. But second term intrigues me. He's related to Follow the Dog, Clever Mind, Rubber Band. Horses that have run well early, sprinting on the main track. Take a shot. Maybe he's retooled. The works are encouraging, albeit over the synthetic surface. I still think there's a little hope for this horse, protected as well.
I had this horse in the bottom of my ticket, and then we're reevaluating this morning. I used the 7 instead.
All right.
I do have the 8 Flat Cat on top for Dale Capuano, coming off a just over a year layoff. The blinkers come off. We're going to go back and look at his race from February 20th of 2021, where he got pinched pretty good at the break.
Yeah, he had definitely some issues there. A little bit of a bobble as well to the inside, and then pinch back. Yeah, we haven't seen this guy. It's basically a year. A little over a year, but he makes a pretty good run into the flow. I mean, they're going pretty good. 22-2, 46-1. He's 8 lengths out of it. All of a sudden, zoom. He's only with about 2.5, 3 lengths out of it after they get to the quarter pole. This field, okay. Hemp, the winner. We saw what he did. He came back and ran bang up in some big races. Was third in the Chick Lang.
Chicken Lang.
Yeah, third in the Chick Lang.
Horse could run a little bit.
Yeah. So Flat Cat, a big bold move here. I mean, he's got dead ink, but man, to overcome the adversity, he just couldn't quite keep going. A little lane in there, a little green there. But I think he's retooled. Plenty of time off. Blinkers coming off has always been a good move. They've been patient. Looks like the works are okay. He's going to make a run into these horses.
Drop into the maiden 25 this afternoon. That's a great draw out there. And Hemp in the Chick Lang, he had some trouble and still ran a good third, if I recall. Race 8. First level allowance race for 3-year-old fillies going 1 mile. You have the 7 on top, Jackie the Joker. I have a lot of respect for this horse this afternoon. Only 3-time winner in the field. Comes out of that 40K race. I think that was a pretty nice race. I mean, beats Click to Confirm and has won at this 1-turn mile.
Yeah, and again, I like the draw. We'll be able to kind of let the other runners go out there, do their thing early. This horse really relaxed and hitting at it, 4.5 to 6 out to a mile. You're wondering, was this horse really a sprinter? But when I looked at the breeding for this horse going in last race, this is probably what this filly wants. She wants a chance to just relax a little and run on. In the family, you got Long on the turf there. So the bottom is there. You're right. She's a 3-time winner. I think she kind of loops and swoops again.
And gets a great draw. I mean, you could not be happier with this outside draw in this event. I have the 2 Misty Mauve on top for Graham Motion. Carol Cedeno gets the call. We're going to look at her race from January 18th. Right here up at Parks over a racetrack that was rated good. She broke her maiden in this start quite impressively. I thought she ran better in debut.
Correct. She ran against Divine Huntress, who was horse I think it was eventually sold. Ran down at the fairgrounds recently, had some trouble in that race. But prior to that fairgrounds race, galloped by a large margin. I thought that debut was good. This was fine, too. Took a lot of pressure. The only knock is I went back and looked. This field was pretty soft, very soft comparatively to the debut winner. In her debut with Divine Hunter. So she did what she was supposed to do. She's after like a 15-time winner, winners in the family. Maybe a little bit more of a sprint lean, Tim, when I dug into the breeding, but goes off here at 6.5. Had 7. she's going to be forward. There's no doubt about it. And the painters, this breeding, I mean, they do win going largely 18% with the dirt routers is this sire.
Game stunks for Brittany Russell is the 5. Javion Toledo gets the call. Look, just toss the last race. Should have never gotten on the van. Period 14-1, and then had trouble in the end coming out of a starter 25 win, but back into a realistic spot this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, beat a field. I don't know quite again what that field was. They had this horse in for 20, 3 races back, got over the top there. Gaudier number, the Lasix does come back on, as proven to run a route of ground. So, yeah, tough to leave out Brittany Russell. Click to confirm start last time was game. She was battling back to Jackie the Joker through stretch. Good little field here. Interesting to see what Misty Mob can do up front.
Yeah, and click to confirm gets a good outside draw for the way she likes to run, because she can kind of stay out in the clear, and when she wants to lay off speed if Misty Mob shows a speed this afternoon. But, yeah, you're looking at game stonks. Even beating Jakarta's Devil, Jakaruta's Devil, who's in this race today, we didn't even talk about. So
no. This is a fairly competitive race. Right. I mean, even a horse like Red, White, and Tacos, it's a filly I've looked at her. She looks like she wants to kind of go a little bit longer. Is it maybe a little too tough a spot? It might be. We'll be interested to see, how she makes out first time going longer. But I think she's a stayer. Just don't know if she's going to get the right flow up top.
Exactly. That's race 8, 7-6 for Keith. 2-5 for myself as we move to the nightcap. This is a maiden 40 event for 3-year-old fillies going 6.5 furlongs. And we're going to start with your top pick, and that's the 6, Charming Way. Comes in for Madison Meyer. Javion Toledo gets the call. Look, dropped from a good debut effort, gets beat a half length while running second in the 40. Drops to the 25. Short price horse gets beat. Yeah. Now she steps back up to the 40. Going to take a lot of money. Yeah. So is the 5, Solid Tune. I went somewhere different in this race because of that. So let me have it.
This is certainly a horse usually I'm kind of taking a stab against. And like I say, if I'm down, I've got to go somewhere else. But the little asterisk to the 28th, you've got a closer on a track that was stone speed pretty much on the 28th. We talked about that day. That's it. I think she's got horses up front that will battle. I think that she's going to have something to target, and she'll run over the top of these horses by mid-stretch.
I have the one Miss Foxanne on top, 4-1. She's my price play of the day. I think I'm going to get better because I do think the 5, Solid Tune, Bruce Levine's horse coming out of New York, is going to take some money. We know the 6, Charming Way, is going to take a little bit of a play. Look, she comes out of a race. She had a little bit of trouble in her last race. She gets Angel Cruz to this afternoon. I like that. I think if she can get on out of there and see the lead really for the first time in her life, she just might be going a long way.
Yeah, she might, and she's got a good turn of early foot. She's got to break cleanly. She's got to keep a straight course. She likes to wander a little bit. That's the key. Stick in the right hand, maybe turn her for home so she doesn't kind of get out into some of these horses, because I think she's going to have some company with this 5 horse somewhere when they hit the quarter pole.
Yeah, and I thought in her last start, the blinkers would have maybe have done a little bit more for her because she really drifted out 2 races ago, but she still did the same thing in her most recent start. But I'm going to take a shot at her, figuring I'm going to get a pretty good price in race 9. That's going to do our 9-race card for this Saturday afternoon. But, Keith, let's take a few minutes to go to lightning round and take a look back at some of yesterday's events. And let's get started with our little intro here. And we're going to talk about the Sonic 5 from yesterday. They bet about $111,353 into it. There were 56 winners for $1,760.20. Formful in the beginning and the end. Got a little price at Gulfstream Park, a $12 winner. That's a horse I left off my ticket who I didn't want to, but I had to trim my ticket. Yeah. And I took that horse off, and it didn't matter because I was a swing and a miss at Santa Anita Park.
Okay. But all in all, again, solid play. It looks like you almost got a couple free squares within that. It's almost to a pick 3 for some people if you're that good of a handicapper and a better. So, but, another decent payout. Not the biggest that we've seen, but Still,
No.
you're not going to get it every week, but you got value again.
You get, I spend about 108 every week on my ticket that I put out. And I get close. You don't have to spend too much more to get really close. And even if it's a bad week, which there's never a really bad week, $1,756 is still.
I'll take it.
You'll take it. You'll take it every day of the week. We had a good show yesterday from the Mikey Duralis barn. He's a small stable. He comes up with 2 big wins yesterday. Just has always been a good guy, a good horseman, and just keeps churning along. And this was the first of his 2 winners. This is Patient Game, who's wearing down that leader late, but Les looks really good doing it.
Yeah, I mean, really leveled off to stride there about the 3/16 pole. Little hiccup here to the left lead late, but all in all, finally got a clear trip. It had some trouble, ran really big with trouble in debut. Then last time out didn't really fire. But this is the one that kind of surprised me, as well as Acadian Girl has done. J.D. Acosta, this put him up with his win a couple weeks ago. What was that, 3,000?
Yeah,
correct?
So he's well over.
Yeah, but this was the one I think he did it on, right?
Yes,
Acadian Girl, so she's been good, and the way she was able to kind of relax a little bit off of his speed oars, you thought these two might go out and just run each other to the ground. No, she had no part. She sat chilly, sat off the horse, and just rolled through the stretch. Big effort here for Acadian Girl. A claim with Lapidus, right? So there you go. We're going to hopefully ride that stat into a win this afternoon. Big effort, big day. Yeah, Mike Duralis, good guy. Been around a long time here training, and never has had a huge stable, but, man, quality, does great work.
Exactly, and it's good to see because we always talk about the big guys and the big stables. So it was nice to see Mikey Duralis have that winner, 2 winners yesterday, and he's got a shot to have one today anyway. I would think.
Yeah.
As we move to how about this horse in the in the 6th race, I believe yesterday, Blueberry Indigo for Benny Perkins Jr. And Forest Boys got to the lead, and it was over, again. It's just what she just draws off as she pleases in the stretch. Ends up winning by your chart at 22 3/4. I just put the 22 up there and just cruises in. Forrest admires her work in the big TV.
Oh, man, Mike Harmon, photo finish, man, up there, caught it, right, 22 3/4 to be exact. You needed a binoculars to see back to the rest of the field. Dominant performance, got on the track, got out to the front. That track was playing towards a little speed. Saw Pepe and Haywood with a big effort yesterday, man.
I had that one on top.
Yeah, dominated.
I did have Pepe on top
so
yesterday.
that was a good pick.
I was very happy with that.
Yeah, but a good one there for Perkins and Forest Boys. Right, yep.
All right, that's going to do it for Keith and myself. Dave Rodman will be up next with Scratches and Changes.
All righty, good luck.